I'm Lewis, an operations consultant.
And I'm Zoe, also an operations consultant, and we're going to be talking about video interviews. So were you apprehensive before your first video interview?
Yeah, I was quite apprehensive because when I've done video interviews in the past, I've never felt they went particularly well. I often struggle to talk to the screen rather than talk to a person, but after you've done the practice question and you've answered the first real question, I find that you ease into the process pretty well.
I always found to keep track of the time is that I'd always start with my main sentence, such that I'm not trying to build towards a point and then run out of time before the end. Start with my actual answer, slowly layer in the details.
That's a good tip and probably useful to being a consultant in general, that structured communication and delivering the key message and then explaining your point, and finally if you get the chance again to deliver that key message.
I also found, because usually you bounce off the other person, this is a situation where you can't see how the interviewer is reacting, but then after you do that first one you sort of sink into the flow of it.
As long as you come across as relaxed, confident, and you answer the questions within the time frame, I really think that that's good enough.
Yeah, I think especially because Newton just wants to see who you are. And if I'm just being myself, there's nothing to be nervous about.
What did you do to prepare and relax before the video interview?
When I'm preparing for a video interview, or any interview for that matter, I always try and think, what are my 3 key competencies? What are the 3 things I want the interviewer leaving knowing about me? That could be, maybe I'm a hard worker. Maybe I pick things up quickly. So it's preparing those and making sure that they fit into one of my stories. And these stories are, if I look through my life, university, school, maybe a previous job, is there some time I faced a challenge? Can it connect to one of those competencies? Can I use that to answer a question?
In the build up to the actual video interview, I make sure I get fully dressed, so fully suited and booted, socks and shoes and everything. And I always find I have a lot of nervous energy, so I will dart around the house, up and down the stairs, talking to people, almost trying to work that nervous energy out of me so that when I sit down at the table, I can relax and stay calm.
That's why what I always do is I blast a song and then just fully dance and sing along to it. I think for Newton I chose Eye of the Tiger.
That's quite fitting, I'd say, for Newton in general, isn't it?
That's true. We do like to have eyes on the prize. Do you remember what the actual process was?
So you get a chance to answer a practice question before going into the real test. Then questions come up on the screen, you record video answers to each until the end of the process.
I think since we did it, the process may have slightly changed. So you still have those same questions, but now there's also a technical aspect to it as well. I think it's a wonderful opportunity for us to really show our personality. Some other companies, they have a machine which is just processing, are your eyes open? Are you looking at the camera? This is a real human being assessing, do you fit the culture of Newton? Are you personable?
I wish I grasped at the time because I thought it was just like the computer and I didn't really see the benefit to it, whereas if I knew that a person was behind the screen looking at me, I would have felt that it was much more similar to an actual interview.
I think part of it is to make sure that I can speak in a clear and coherent manner, but another part is, do I have the energy? Do I have the charisma?
I think that's really important because a huge part of Newton is the culture and the people, so not coming across too scripted on screen is really important, and as you said, getting that personality out and on show.
For me, I want them to really be focused on what I'm saying and not distracted by something else. So have a clean background. You don't want people being distracted by, let's say, a Star Wars poster. Make sure the windows are closed. If you have housemates or flatmates, make sure they're aware of that you're doing a video interview and are quiet.
Thinking about the actual equipment that you're going to use is quite important. Quite often you see laptops right down on the table, and if you're looking into the camera like that, it never looks good. I think testing out your microphone beforehand as well. I think a final point would be to have lighting arranged correctly. You don't want to look like a silhouette in the camera.
Yeah, agreed. There's nothing worse than half of your face just being in darkness. We don't need extra mystery, just have that light somewhere in front of you.
Make sure you're relaxed.
Showcase your personality.
Test out your equipment.
Make sure you're in a good location. And make sure it's nice and quiet.
And good luck with your video interview.